Good morning. On behalf of the Peoria Park District Board of Trustees, thank you for joining us today. I know that my fellow trustees are watching this morning, and I thank them for their commitment to the district. We're also pleased to welcome the media and the community on our Facebook page, and thank you all for taking the time to listen to our comments today. Given the challenges that we are facing, we thought it's prudent to clearly share the district's philosophy for summer programming and clarify the reasoning that drives our decision-making process that impacts everyone in our Park District family, from our users to our valued employees. During the pandemic, the district has remained focused on offering high-quality experiences for those in our region by ensuring access to our nearly 9,000 acres of open space and more than 50 miles of trails. The district has been a key recreation opportunity during this crisis. The Peoria Park District offers amenities across our community at a quality and scale not seen in most other communities of our size. Further research shows that even 20 minutes of time spent outside daily can help to improve physical and emotional health. This becomes even more critical during difficult times like these and should not be forgotten during the good times either. When the governor directed the people to shelter at home, he also encouraged people to enjoy the outdoors by walking, hiking, and biking. Our residents have responded responsibly, and the district is supporting record numbers of users in our parks and on our trails across the community. Park districts across the state are making very tough decisions. Decisions we do not like but must make. As a public body whose mission is to offer high quality parks and recreational experiences to those who live, work, and play in our district, we must make decisions that protect the well-being of everyone we serve. Until the time that state and local health officials give us the approval to return to partial or full capacity, the Peoria Park District will be adhering to the state mandate. Doing the right thing is always the right answer. Today, our goal is to share our strategies for decision-making and then to revisit our summer inventory plans to make sure that our community understands how and what we are prioritizing. I'd like to turn the podium over to Emily Cahill, our Executive Director. Thank you. Emily?
Thank you, President Johnson. Good morning. Our district's mission focuses on contributing to a healthy and vibrant Peoria community by responsibly using our district resources to offer high-quality parks and recreation experiences to those who live, work, and play in our district. In a normal year, the district would not only be able to offer open green space and trails at the levels shared by President Johnson, but we would also be promoting the lion's share of our 3,000 annual programming opportunities right now. We would be getting ready to welcome thousands of people to the Peoria riverfront and to our other locations across the community. In a normal year, we would host nearly 1.5 million people in our locations and at our events. This year, though, is far from normal. Regardless of whether in a normal year or strange, challenging times like these, at all times, our focus must be on supporting the health and vibrancy of Peoria. In unique times like these, either health or vibrancy must take priority. And right now our district is working to prioritize the health of those in our Park District family. First, those who live in our district. Throughout the stay-at-home order, we have supported the care and maintenance of parks and trails for all users. While we have had to limit access to some amenities based on social distancing requirements and additional direction from the state, we have been able to sustain access to our 29 parks and more than 50 miles of trails in all parts of our community. Throughout, we have made difficult decisions and will continue to do so. Even when it isn't popular, we are committed to erring on the side of not doing things that might exceed crowd limits or that may not allow for social distancing or safe usage. When difficult decisions are made, we are committed to communicating them in real time and explaining why we came to those conclusions. These decisions are based on science and data and not emotion or politics, and will follow guidelines put forth by our community health experts, including the Illinois Department of Public Health and the Peoria City County Health Department, among others. I also want to note that when information changes, we change too, as honored in our recent reopening of tennis and pickleball courts last week after closure in mid-April. Next, our family includes those who work in our district. As part of daily communication to our current working staff made up of 131 full-time and about 40 part-time employees and our board, we have shared our commitment to supporting our full-time staff for as long as we can. We have prioritized, to the best of our ability, resource allocation that keeps these staff safe during these challenging times. The district is stressing the health and well-being of our family members while they are on the job through practices that focus on smart, safe workplaces, including use of PPEs and daily wellness checks. The district annual budget relies on almost $14 million in fees and charges revenue that will not come this year. This accounts for nearly half of our anticipated revenue, and without it, the district must work to control expenses in order to minimize losses during this difficult time. Our Work Smart, Work Safe initiative has allowed the district to reassign many full-time staff from closed facilities and programs to work in our park system, and more recently in golf operations, to help keep costs controlled and keep most of our staff working. We have also had to place 30 staffers on temporary furloughs since mid-April, and as of next week, we'll have 17 full-time furloughs and 7 staffers working with reduced hours to help keep our costs down. And while this has had to happen, we also honor that there should be about 450 part-time staffers on our team by this point in the year who we miss every day. With our facilities closed, the district has focused its efforts on providing engaging recreational activities offered primarily on its social media platforms to support our users. These activities are facilitated by district staff and focus on bringing the key parts of attractions that cannot welcome visitors into their locations to our users during stay at home. And as a result of these efforts, we have been able to entertain and educate thousands of people online. Despite these efforts, while we have been proactive in our approach, we know that current modifications to our programming are not enough to sustain the long-term financial stability of many of the district's programs and facilities, and that we will have to reimagine our district and what our new normal will look like. The final members of our family are those who play in our district. While we have been forced to close our facilities, it must not be ignored that our gold medal recognized parks and trail system has continued to be available for all users during this time. Since March 15th, we have encouraged users to practice social distancing and safe hygiene practices as they use our amenities to ensure that they can continue to be a resource for all. We also encourage those who do not feel well to stay home. District facilities like Peoria Zoo, Peoria Playhouse Children's Museum, Riverplex Recreation and Wellness Center, and our other recreation centers that are visited by regional visitors will continue to limit their scope in compliance with the governor's Restore Illinois strategy for as long as it takes to keep the citizens of our region safe and healthy. We will only open when it is determined safe to do so. In addition to adhering to the governor's guidance, the district is also focusing on making responsible decisions regarding its allocation of financial resources. While our facilities have closed, the district have frozen relevant membership fees for all users during the shutdown. Some of our users have elected to continue to financially support the district, and we are so grateful for that support. With these considerations for our residents, our employee family, and those who use our district amenities in mind, at our April 29th board meeting, we shared elements of our summer plan that include closure of our swimming pools, limiting of instructor-led facilitated programming, and cancellation of Park District facilitated special events in June and July, along with the continued closure of the Peoria Playhouse Children's Museum for the same time frame. At that time, in that board meeting, we shared some maybes as well, and today I can share the following regarding our summer camp programming. After review of the governor's Restore Illinois limits on group size and mandates regarding social distancing, we have made the difficult decision to cancel our summer camp programming schedule through Friday, July 3rd. We know that kids and families look forward to camp each summer, and we do too, but our decision came down to our commitment to ensuring the safety and quality of experience for every camper at each of our locations, and we just couldn't find a path that met that promise. The district will evaluate its ability to offer summer day camps beginning on Monday, July 6th, as health indicators and guidance from experts continues to evolve. A decision on the rest of the district's 2020 summer camp schedule will be made in mid-June and shared with the public at that time. Staff will begin issuing refunds for all canceled weeks of summer camp programming later today, and all will process within 7 to 10 days. If families want to cancel camp reservations beyond July 3rd, they should contact our offices by email at registration@peoriaparks.org to process these additional refunds. We have also made the decision to limit rentals in June and July because of the projected group sizes and the phases of the Restore Illinois plan, and will begin issuing refunds for those as well. Our plans for future rental opportunities remain in flux until we better understand how we will safely progress through the reopening stages as outlined by the governor. Likewise, until we have clear direction on how the phases of the Restore Illinois plan will roll out, we have not made firm decisions on opening dates for our community recreation centers or for the Riverplex Recreation and Wellness Center and Peoria Zoo and Luthi Gardens. I know this is a lot, and in order to provide clear direction to our users, we will keep our website at peoriaparks.org updated with closures and cancellation and programming updates. I thank you for your patience and understanding. In closing, I'd like to end where President Johnson began. Throughout this crisis, we consider ourselves blessed to have been able to support our community with our extensive parks and trails system that has welcomed people safely and been a valued support during this difficult time. We have been touched by the significant outpouring of gratitude from our community for these amenities and look forward to continuing to serve those who live, work, and play in our district to the best of our ability. I would like to personally thank all of those who have taken the time to share photos and stories with us. Every one of these means a lot during this difficult time. To the many members of our Peoria Park District family, whether you live, work, or play with us, we look forward to building a new normal that upholds the same commitment to health and vibrancy that has guided us for more than 125 years, while also honoring our changing world. President Johnson and I, along with Deputy Director Brent Wheeler, are available to answer any questions that the media may have. We also look forward to answering any questions that may have come in on our Facebook feed from those who are watching today. Thank you.
Emily, this is Dana Vollmer with Peoria Public Radio. I was wondering if you might have an idea of how many folks had already signed up for summer camps that are going to be waiting to process refunds.
So I think I saw the report this morning, and there were about 225 different kids that were involved in our summer camp programming to date. And so we will be reaching out to them beginning immediately after this press conference, actually.
Thank you.
I would note, if you think about that, though, over about 5 different locations, right? That's one of the challenges when you think about group size of 10 or less. It makes it nearly impossible for us to safely offer programming to that many kids in that few locations. And that was certainly one of our main considerations.
Emily, it's Scott Hilliard from the Journal-Star.
Hi, Scott.
Good morning. Could you run through the employee numbers again and what percentage of the staff is on furlough and who already is and who is going to be phased into that next week? The numbers went by so fast, I didn't catch it.
Sure. So right now we have 131 full-time employees. We have another about 30 part-time employees who are on payroll. We are looking at about 30 people started out with us in mid-April on furlough. That number will stay pretty steady. What we have started and will employ beginning next week, though, is a reduced hour schedule, and that's something new to the district, where we have some staff that we want to continue utilizing their expertise and their customer service skills. So they will work a partial work week and then be furloughed for the remainder of the time. There are, I think, 7 people in that category. And then it's really important to note, Scott, that at this time of year, we would have had about 450 part-time employees on our payroll at this point that we have not been able to bring back as part of cost-saving measures.
Okay. Would you ever foresee a policy change in the park district that is opposed to what the governor is proposing? If the situation, numbers and data changed here in central Illinois and things were changing here, would the park district ever consider reopening facilities without the governor's explicit approval?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I think that's really difficult as a public body. Certainly, we are waiting to hear about the regional plan that the mayor is putting forth. We have spent a lot of time with Monica Hendrickson at Peoria City County Health Department, and we appreciate her guidance as we've looked at some of our strategies. Our top priority is to keep our public safe. And so we would have to look at a lot of different things in order to make decisions to go against that reopen plan. I can't imagine that we would. Again, if the governor approves the regional plan, and certainly we are crossing our fingers that if that plan allows us to be able to serve our community in different ways, we would certainly take a look at it. At the end of the day, our priority is public health. And we're going to take our cue from those leaders to make sure that we're doing what's safe for the community.
Thanks, Emily.
Thanks, Scott. Anything else? Okay, thank you very much for your time today. So for the media on the call and those not on the call, we will be sending out a post-event release that will have documentation that covers some of the items that we talked about here today. So you will have the full summer camp statement. You'll also have a review of those facilities and programs that are canceled or closed, as well as an inventory of what is available to the community now. We certainly encourage everybody to continue to track us on Facebook, where we're putting the most up-to-date information. We'll also be putting all of that, if it's not already, on our website as well. But we thank you very much for your time today. Thank you so much.